The hybrid does not grow too tall. But if you don't obey the planting distance, it like competition with the sun. So those who want to plant cocoa and coconut, you must plant the coconut first. 4 years before you plant your cocoa. If you plant them together, cocoa likes shade, coconut does not like shade at all. And then the triangular planting that we do is planted according to the orientation of the sun. So you plant from east to west, so that when the shadow is cast, it will land in the middle. It will not land on another coconut plant. As this coconut plant, as it casts its shadow, it will fall on another coconut plant. That's why we have adopted the triangular planting, and it's 8 meters by 8 meters for the hybrid. Yeah, so that when you stand here, it is in alignment. If you stand here, it is in alignment. So that when the sun comes from the east or is settling at the west, the shadow will always fall at the middle of the two palms, but it will not cast on another palm. When the shadow casts on another palm, it will start growing tall. So ideally, it should be 15 years before the coconut should be out of reach. If you're out of reach means if you step on a chair, you can still harvest until 30 years. You can still be harvesting. Beyond 30 years before, it actually grow tall behind until you begin to climb it again. The tall one also is not that bad, but that's most susceptible to the Cape and Powell disease. The disease that came and almost destroyed coconut industry in Ghana, starting from Waterloo. Waterloo used to be the lead producer of coconut in Ghana from 1946 to 1956. Waterloo was producing all Ghana's coconut. Before the disease came, wiped out every plantation. Then it moved to Central Ghana, Sudo, then jumped to West before we came and introduced the dwarf one. The dwarf one is able to tolerate the disease. That's why we don't hear the incident of this disease again. But beyond the coast, 40 kilometers beyond the coast, we have never seen that disease throughout Ghana. And that disease in every country, not only Ghana. Every country tries to mitigate, tries to control or manage it. So that is what we also stand for, working with developing hybrids that will mitigate the Cape and Powell disease. That's the only threat to coconut industry. Apart from that, the akokunu, the oritis, we call it oritis, the rhinoceros beetles. From the day we planted it up to the 3rd year, they'll manage to enter into the teeth, the heart of the coconut, lay their egg there, the larvae that eats, and it may delay the growth or kill it. There are two things. So what we do is that people say biological control. So fishing net, they put it around the palm. Then when they fly in the night to mate and come to hide in the afternoon. So when they leave and come and then they have hooks, the net will hook them. But there are also plenty chemicals that you can use to spray. Sometimes we learn it from the farmers on the field. There are so many that we cannot recommend. Experienced farmers have the chemical. So we spray it almost every 2 months. Every 2 months. So that once a coconut doesn't come to the farm, you are assured of the coconut. So those are the only two things. If you don't plant in Cape and Powell zone, which we are now under control, the next one is the akokunu, the beetles. That is number one enemy of the coconut. Almost everywhere you plant, akokunu will come. The other is grass cutter. When it's grass cutter, then you put the net around it. And when coconut is planted, I always say when it's planted, don't bury everything in the ground. 1/4 of the coconut should be appearing on the surface so that you can see it with your eyes. So that means if you plant coconut, the surface should be showing. That is indication that if your medicine is not working and termites come back, you can see it because termites come from the surface and eats the stalk of the coconut and destroys it and kill it instantly. So don't bury everything deep. When coconut came to the shore, you see that when the sea current drifted coconut to the shore, it wasn't planted, it just settled on the seashore and established itself, but no wind can break it. So there's no need to plant coconut so deep in the soil unless you have manure. If the hole is deep, then you put manure inside the until the coconut reaches the surface, then you plant it firmly. And we also want to plant it, if you are planting it, let it face the east because it likes sun. So don't just plant haphazardly. Turn it towards, you see, the back should always face the east, the sun, where the sun is. So that it doesn't try to bend. When they are all straight like that, it's very beautiful. It also makes it to carry more lighter like this. You see that it has fed away, so probably some parts may not even fall out because it's afraid that it will break. Plants are also sensitive. So plant it well, orientate it to the sun, so that it will go straight and bear more fruit and then be balanced and bear more fruit. This is a little how to share with you. Thank you. Yes, sir.
So before the technical,
you made mention of some chemicals for rhino, but you didn't mention.
That one call me. I will not mention here.
Okay.
You all have my number.
So I'm coming to that. That's why I don't want us to
digress
the attention to the island. Okay. We are coming
3 years to flower. So from 4 years to the 5th year, you start to harvest your first one. But as I said, this hybrid also requires fertilizer. So if you can afford, Ghana's coconut is regarded by the Ghana Export Promotion Council as organic. So they are always in high demand, but we still apply fertilizer. NPK or the other, if you call me, the other companies that are formulating other fertilizer, you know, three organic fertilizers and a phosphate-based fertilizer. 3 crops require more phosphate than any other element. They require more phosphate. So some private companies are formulating a phosphate-based fertilizer solely for coconut and other 3 crops. If you contact them, if you are in a group and you contact them, I have their contact. So you also have my contact.
Is the phosphate based for the fertilizer organic?
No, it's not organic. This Togo phosphate that
I have something to say. I have a friend called Yayra.
Yeah.
Global.
Yeah. Is it Titus Global?
Yeah.
No, depend on your objective. If you want it to be solely organic, fine. But if you say you apply fertilizer, as for coconut, they are in high demand. The copra, Nigeria, they are sleeping in Western region. If one drop, you send it to Dubai. Their trailers are parked in Zimaland. Every village is a Nigerian trailer. They are just after the copra. Nigeria, they don't even know that they eat fresh coconut. They are just after the copra. The difference between the fresh and the copra is just 3 months. After it has fruit, if you don't have it fresh, you leave it 3 months, it's ready as a copra. So they pick the copra and then go and sell it to Nigeria. They're the major buyers of the Ghanaian copra. And they are there, their trailers are there. Once one trailer fulls, the next one moves. That's how they do it. So depend if it's for oil processing or water. Normally when it's for water, they always prefer the organic because that one does not require any processing. It's natural, so they want natural based fertilizer. If it's for the oil extraction, fine. That one it also requires big nuts. The bigger the nut, the more the oil. So sometimes we encourage fertilizer application, chemical fertilizer, if it is for oil. Currently, oil and water, we don't know which one is the most economic aspect of the coconut. It varies. It varies. And we also thank the coconut people. There is no season that the shortage of coconut in Ghana that you go to the roadside, you will not get coconut to buy. It's all the work, effort of the Ghana Coconut Federation. They have been very consistent in the supply of coconut. And there's also nothing like that. Like tomatoes, so after the tomatoes, so we have the tomatoes, abu, and then they have to reduce it. That box that used to cost sometimes 4,000 will become 400 Ghana cedis. What kind of drastic change is that? It doesn't happen in coconut. So coconut, you are sure all 24 hours, all year round of your premium price. So there's no fear. Also, there is post-harvest handling. It's not like cocoa. Let's go and harvest, crush, ferment, dry. There's nothing like that. Coconut, sometimes we don't even sort. We just cut and sell. No, we don't even grade. We just point it at the tree. Where you have a 1 to 3. That's all. So it's one of the most profitable crops. Thank you.